We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order at 7:02. Welcome to the West Covina City Council chambers for the October 9th, 2012 meeting of the West Covina Planning Commission. First thing tonight is a pledge of allegiance. Please stand and follow me, and then also remain standing for a moment of solemn prayer. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Holtz, Commissioner Woods,
Here.
Commissioner Menifee,
Here.
Chairman Stewart.
Here. Approval of minutes from September 25th. Do we have any changes? Seeing none, the minutes are recorded as read. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to oral communication. This is a time when any member of the public may speak to the Commission on any matter within the scope of duties assigned to the Commission. Other matters included on this agenda may be addressed when that item is under consideration. For all oral communications, the chairperson may impose reasonable limitations on public comments to assure an orderly and timely meeting. The Ralph M. Brown Act limits the Planning Commission and staff's ability to respond to public comments at this meeting. Thus, your comments may be agendized for a future meeting or referred to staff. The Commission may ask questions for clarification if desired at this time. By policy of the Commission, oral communications at this time on the agenda is limited to a total of 15 minutes. Persons who are not afforded the opportunity to speak at this time may do so under item E later on the agenda. I don't have any cards for oral communications, but anybody welcome to speak is welcome to speak at this time. All right, seeing none, we'll move on to the consent calendar. This is a time for the public to comment on any item on the consent calendar. As consent calendar items are considered routine in nature, they are normally enacted in one motion. The chairperson may remove a questioned consent calendar item for separate action. We have a staff report, please.
Yes, the only thing we have on the consent calendar tonight is the forthcoming. We have items for the next two meetings, one on the 23rd and one on the November 13th. That's all I have to comment.
All right, thank you. I'll make a motion to approve consent calendar.
Okay.
Commissioner Stewart and Commissioner Menifee, all in favor?
Aye.
3-0. All right, we'll move on to public hearings. This one is a variance number 12-10, categorical exemption. The applicant is Stephen Liu for Westfield. Location is 112 Plaza Drive, the Westfield Shopping Center. The request is for approval of a sign to deviate from certain development standards, including ground floor accessory business identification, which allows signage only on the frontage that face a street or public parking area with an entrance exclusive to the enclosed tenant space. The applicant is proposing to install a 104-square-foot exterior wall sign on the north elevation of the Westfield Shopping Center for off-Broadway shoe warehouse. The subject tenant space is accessible only from the interior of the shopping center. This project is categorically exempt under the California Environmental Quality Act as an accessory structure class 11. May we have a staff report, please?
Yes, Assistant Planner Amy Davis will be presenting that report.
Good, thank you.
Good evening, Chairman Stewart. Good evening, Commissioner Woods, Commissioner Menifee. Okay, the applicant is requesting a variance to deviate from development standards in place for exterior wall signage. The applicant is proposing to install a 100-square-foot wall sign for off-Broadway shoe warehouse on the north elevation of the Westfield Mall. Section 26350 of the Municipal Code allows signage only on frontages that face a street or public parking area with an entrance exclusive to the enclosed tenant space. The subject tenant space is accessible only from the interior of the mall. In addition to the development standards that are set forth in the code, the proposed sign is also subject to criteria outlined in the Master and Sign Program for the Westfield Mall, which was approved by the Planning Department on December 21st, 2010. The sign program clarifies the type and placement of signage for tenants and includes tenant signage allowances for exterior wall signage along the north elevation of the mall building. The proposed sign will be located on the north elevation of the mall, which faces on-site parking as well as the I-10 freeway. The sign will be located on the eastern portion of the building between Best Buy and Macy's and above the Verizon Wireless sign. Off-Broadway Shoe Warehouse will be located on the north side of the second level of the mall, adjacent to Macy's. The subject tenant space is 20,000 square feet. However, unlike other larger tenants that are located at the mall, Off-Broadway Shoe Warehouse is accessible only from the interior of the mall. The proposed sign consists of white individual channel letters mounted on a black rectangle-shaped panel. The shoe portion of the sign text is mounted to a small red rectangle-shaped panel. Staff has included a condition that prohibits future exterior wall signage in the event that Off-Broadway vacates the subject tenant space and it's subdivided into smaller tenant spaces. Due to the size and location of the tenant space, staff is recommending that the Planning Commission adopt a resolution approving variance number 12-10. This concludes the staff report. Be happy to answer any questions you have. The applicant is also here this evening.
Great. Any questions of staff this time? No. All right, would the applicant like to step forward and speak?
Good evening. Oh, am I supposed to say something?
Yeah, we're listening. Go ahead.
Name is Stephen Liu, Westfield. I am the applicant that applied for the variance, and I hope if there's any questions I can answer, or if you have any questions.
Okay. Do you have any questions, Commissioners?
No.
I do have one for you. Obviously, we can't have a sign for every tenant in the mall. Do you have a kind of standard you go by as for how many square feet they have before you would even consider a sign?
Well, this is the over 20,000, which is like a mini anchor that we consider any type of signage that would go beyond.
So that's what, 4 or 5 different possibilities in?
I don't know if there's different possibilities, but only if their square footage is beyond 20,000.
Beyond 20,000 feet?
Yeah.
That's what I kind of figured. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
One more for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How many
Commissioner.
tenants might you have that would fit that category?
Right now, we have one that's Off-Broadway Shoes. And we have a vacant space right now, but it's not occupied. So at this time, the mall, I don't think there is any other 20,000 square foot tenant inside the space, inside the mall that would need an exterior signage.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Mr. Liu. I do have one card for it. That's Herb Reynolds.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and Planning Commissioners. Some of you may be aware I've been in the shoe industry for like 40 some odd years, and I'm relatively familiar with off-Broadway shoes. They are one of the leading retailers in what they call the warehouse format off-price segment of the shoe industry. And really, they are making, let me just say this, the city of West Covina and the Westfield Mall are really fortunate to have this type of top-tier tenant coming in and willing to invest and take a 20,000 square foot space. You know, 20,000 square feet is larger than a lot of strip centers on their own. They're taking this much space and making this investment in the city. So and actually most of their stores that I'm aware of are freestanding stores. So this may possibly be their first effort in going inside a mall. And as we know, tenants in malls have changed over the years from what we're all used to. In our own mall, we have the Gold's Gym, and Nordstrom Rack has also been in freestanding or strip centers too. So this is unique for them too. So in addressing the variance, I think that this screams for approval. I've always been an advocate of businesses taking full advantage of the city's freeway corridor. And for this particular business to occupy 20,000 square feet, we need, in spite of the fact that they don't have, an exclusive entrance, that's really all the more reason to let the public know that is whizzing by the hundreds of thousands of cars every day on the 10 freeway, and those that do pull off and park, that this off-Broadway shoe warehouse is there and available for them. Because I think as a city, we need to do everything we can to ensure and help them succeed in that location. And I think they're a welcome addition, and we're lucky to have them here. So whatever we can do to help them be successful, I think we need to do. And allowing this sign, I think, is one big step that the city can do to assure their success. So I urge you to support it as presented tonight. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Reynolds. I only have one card for anyone else wishing to speak either for or against. All right. Seeing none, I'll go ahead and close the public testimony and open up for the commission discussion.
Well, I certainly see that our staff has done their typical yeoman wonderful job of looking at what issues are before us and the reasons we have signing ordinances, and I certainly would support this variance.
Good, thank you. Commissioner Woods?
Yes, I also support the variance. I was by there just yesterday, and the space is going to be a nice space, and I do support it. I support the 100%.
Good, thank you, Commissioner. I also support the project. Actually, I only had the one question about the size of anybody else going in, and plus the fact that Eastland, we already have signs on the freeway side, which I think it's Dick's Sporting Goods has one there, which there was no entrance on the freeway side. So I definitely support the project, and I'm really happy to see this much space going to, to a retailer like, off Broadway. So I'm supporting it, and with that, I'll go ahead and ask the staff to read the resolution numbers.
Resolution number is 12-5481.
We just have the one, just the one only?
Yes, just one number, yes.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I would approve or support a motion in favor of 12-5481.
All right. I'll go ahead and second that.
I second it.
You second, Mr. Woods? Okay, fine. And your roll call, please.
Commissioner Woods?
Here. Yes.
Commissioner Menifee?
Yes.
Chairman Stewart?
Aye. Passes 3-0. This action is final unless appealed to the City Council within 10 days. Thank you very much. All right, we move on to public hearings. Number 4, which is a conditional use permit, number 12-06, categorical exemption. The applicant is Carlisle Franklin for B&H Education Incorporated. Location is 166 Plaza Drive, the Westfield Shopping Center. The request is for approval of conditional use permit to allow the operation of a 5,763 square foot beauty shop, Marinella School of Beauty, that is relocating to a different tenant space within the Westfield Shopping Center. This project is categorically exempt under the California Environmental Quality Act in that it consists of minor alterations to the structure in order to operate the requested use. It's a Class 1. We have a staff report, please.
Amy Davis will be presenting that report as well.
Thank you.
The applicant is requesting a conditional use permit to allow the operation of a 5,763 square foot cosmetology school within the Westfield Shopping Center. Marinello School of Beauty is proposing to relocate to a different tenant space within the mall per the request of mall management. The school has had an active business license for its current location within a 5,754 square foot tenant space within the mall since 1996. The school is proposing to relocate to a tenant space of comparable size located on the first level of the mall between Sears and JCPenney. Tenant space will consist primarily of workstations and classrooms. Hours of operation are 5:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. on Monday, 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, and 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday. The applicant has indicated that currently there are 12 employees and 118 students enrolled in the school, but that no more than 7 employees and 60 students are on the premises at any given time. There are 5,936 on-site parking spaces at the mall. The cosmetology school requires 1 parking space per 2 employees, as well as 1 space per 2 students. Based on the number of employees and students on the premises at any given time, the school would be required to provide 34 on-site parking spaces. Based on the current uses located at the mall, there's a surplus of 258 spaces. Although the cosmetology school has been operating within the mall since 1996, in the event that a parking problem develops, staff has included a condition to allow the commission to review the issue. Since the school will continue to provide a convenient training opportunity for residents in the region who are interested in pursuing a career in cosmetology, staff is recommending that the Planning Commission adopt a resolution approving conditional use permit number 12-06. This concludes the staff report.
Good, thank you, Amy. Any questions of the commission right now for staff? All right, would the applicant like to come forward? You're Carl Franklin?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Franklin.
Commissioners, first and foremost, let me thank you for giving me this opportunity, and thank you very much. We've been in this city, we think, since 1996, but I think people tell us who have been employees over here have operated a lot longer than that. So we've been here training cosmetologists for over 40 or 50 years, at least some of the older people like me, they tell me that. But so we thank you for allowing us to be in your city. We have trained your families, your relatives to be the best cosmetologists in the United States. We have 62 schools throughout the United States, but this is when this company bought these 13 schools back in 2004. This was one of the founding schools, and we are very happy to be over here. We train, we come up, you've probably seen our ads on TV and on radio. Over here, we train the latest in cosmetology. One of the new things and exciting things in this school, which we're trying to implement, is the glamour bar. And for all women, it's a terrific concept for women who are juggling family, work, and household chores. This is a way they can come in the mornings, they can have their hair blown instead of trying to do it at home in 15 minutes and be off to work. So I told my wife this is a great thing because now she's going to have a lot more time to spend with me. And she looked at me and she said, no. No. That's my therapy. That's why I have to go to. We have been asked by the mall to move. We've moved once. But we have a very great partnership with Westfield, and we're trying to extend that partnership throughout the United States. And so at their request, even though it's a lot of hassle, because we are regulated by the Department of Education, the State Board of Barbering, the state, and NACAS, which is our accreditation arm, we wanted to partner with them. We thought this was a good opportunity for them to get clients which would bring a lot of revenue to the city, and we think in this day and age where sales tax is so important, I think it's not only beneficial to us, but to the city. I've seen the devastation to my friends who worked in city management because we work a lot closely with redevelopment, and I've seen a lot of my friends lose jobs because of what is happening in Sacramento. I think if this store generates enough to support one more police officer, one more fire person, one more person in our building community, our public, I think it will help us and for them. And for that reason, for someone who really didn't want to move, we decided we were going to move. So thank you, and I hope you approve this.
Any questions for
Question, if I may.
Sure.
Mr. Franklin? Commissioner Medvey?
Forethought, I was assistant superintendent of schools here in 1976, and I think Marinero was one of our adult education groups. And so I want to applaud the educational aspect of what you're accomplishing. and ask you if you have the information available, how many students in a typical year go through your school?
In this school, okay, we have 118 students, so it's a 1,600-hour course. So roughly, it would be about a year that they would take it. Now, some of those take it, the 118, there are two tracks. One is a 40-hour track, and one is a 32-hour track. So with the 32-hour track, it'll take a longer time period. So at the end of 1,600 hours, they have to sit for the state exam, and they have got to get licensed by the state. And one of the things that we spend a lot of time, though, which we not only get them in, we get them licensed, and force them, literally to force them to get them licensed, and then we find them jobs, which, as you know, in this economy, is very important.
And what percent complete your program and get licensed?
The minimum standards by NACIS is 50, 60, and 80%. So 50% have to complete it, 60% have to pass the test, and then 70% of those have to get license 50 CPL. So we shoot very high. Like West Covina is a very good city, so it would be a very, very high percentage that would get some of our schools. Get 100% license. West Covina is among the top schools because of the demographics.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Woods, any questions? Any questions? Do you have questions for him?
No,
I do have one, sir, Mr. Michael. Your current location, are you having the same hours at that new location? At 10:30 at night, is there a problem getting out? Where do you let everybody out? Is the mall open at 10:30?
I'm not sure. I think they could answer it, but we are there. We have to operate class. So class, I know, is till 10 o'clock, so that's why we say 10:30, so that the students can get out.
Yeah. But there hasn't been a problem with your current location, so it'd be...
No, we have not
must be the
had any
same.
problems with the current location.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Franklin.
Thank you.
I do have one card in 4. That's Mr. Redholz again.
Yeah, thank you again, Mr. Chairman. Very briefly, this, as the gentleman said, this is a known entity. They've operated in the mall for many, many years successfully, and they are moving at the request of Westfield and complying with that request. And it's a no-brainer, so I would just recommend you approve it as presented. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Redholz. Anyone else wishing to speak for or against? Okay. Seeing none, I'll go ahead and close the public testimony and go to commission reports. Any questions, say anything? All right, I'll just go ahead and go to staff for the resolution number, please.
The resolution number will be 12-5482.
5482, okay. I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 11-5482.
Second.
Okay, motion by Stewart, second by Menifee. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Woods.
yes.
Commissioner Menifee. Chairman Stewart.
Aye. Passes 3-0. This action is final unless appealed to City Council within 10 days. Thank you very much, and good luck in West Covina. Thank you. Any words from the library tonight? Okay, we go on to non-hearing items, which we do not have any, I guess, right? And continuation of oral communications. Lloyd, you want to say anything at all? Pardon? Okay, well, seeing none, we'll go ahead and go on to commission reports, comments, and miscellaneous items. This is a time when any member of the commission may bring a matter to the attention of the full commission that is within the scope of duties assigned to the commission. Any item that was considered during the agenda is not appropriate for discussion in this section of the agenda. No commission discussion or action can be considered at this time. If the commission desires to discuss an issue raised by a speaker or take an action, the commission may vote to agendize the matter for a future meeting. Any commission reports?
I know.
I do have one comment. I did look at the the new artwork at both parks this week, and I have to give credit where credit's due. Two commissioners, Commissioner Wood and Commissioner Menifee, were on the art commission at the time. I think they did a great job on it. They look very nice, and I know they spent a lot of time on it. So, pardon? You were on it? Okay. Mr. Reynolds was on it. Good job, Herb. Anyway, I just wanted to comment on it, and it does look very nice, and I think everybody will be very happy with it. With that, we'll go ahead and go to the Planning Director's report.
Tonight we have one set of minutes, Historic Design Review Subcommittee minutes. That's all I have on the Planning Director's report.
Okay. Any city council action for us?
Nothing to report on city council actions.
All right. So with that, we are going to have a meeting on, this is the 23rd? November 23rd, right?
That is correct.
October 23rd, excuse me.
October 23rd.
23rd, yes. Okay, fine. Anything else commissioners would like to talk or think from staff at all?
I have a question just to clarify for all of us that we have a vacancy. And I'm wondering what the process is going to be, what process is going to be undertaken to fill that vacancy.
I can generally answer that. I can't specifically. The process is done by the city clerk's office, and they generally are going to put out an advertisement notifying people that there is a vacancy if anyone would like to apply. Something like a 30-day time period. Then after that time period, they take that information to the city council at some point after that, and the city council makes an appointment. So there is a little bit of a time. It's not going to be next meeting or probably the meeting after. It's going to be a little bit of a time.
Mr. Johnson, yes, you want, I know what you got, you have some information on it. You want to come down and talk?
On the official website, it says that by the 11th of this month, all applications has to be put in. I saw that tonight. I didn't know anything about it, and I went looked at it and it said the deadline for the vacancy for the Planning Commission is October 11th. That's 2 days.
2 more days.
Okay. I came up and said something anyway.
We believe you. Anyway, if that's the case, there's 2 more days, then I guess the city council will pick in the next 30 days or something like that. Yeah. We don't really know.
I don't have a timeline.
We're just guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Commissioners, staff, audience? Come right on down. Come right on down.
I'm concerned about the mixed use. I'm concerned about the mixed use plan, that there's 10 different areas that are being looked at. And I wondered, how are you letting people know about the fact that mixed use is being looked at? Or the override, what do you call that? There are 10 different, I saw in the thing, 10 different areas about mixed use to address the housing problem that we have. And I wondered how people are going to be notified that their area is being looked at. And when you get the zone changed, are you trying to get the zone changed for all 10 or at selected ones?
That'll be agendized in our next meeting, but staff can help you right now probably a little bit if you want to comment on it.
We shouldn't comment on it because it's a public hearing for the next meeting, and so that information will be presented at the next Planning Commission meeting.
When are you going to present the plans?
Next Planning Commission meeting. If you want to see the plans and the information that's there, you can come to the Planning Department and you can talk to us at the Planning Department. We can tell you what is being discussed or what will be presented to them.
So the public hearing is the same night that the presentation is?
Correct.
That's the 23rd?
That's
October
correct.
23rd.
Okay, okay.
So if you come down, you'll probably get your questions answered.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great week. Anything else? All right, we'll go ahead and entertain a motion to adjourn then.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right, I'm sure we got a second. All in favor? Aye. 3-0.